Scott, thank you for joining us. That's obviously a frustrating result here at the Broadfield Stadium. Can I get your take on the game first?
Yeah, I thought we were really, really good today, especially in the first half. I thought we were outstanding. I thought we were the better team. I thought we moved the ball really well. Created one or two chances, probably not enough, but we kind of caught them on a few occasions where we went through and had a couple of shots at their goal. But I thought coming in at half time I was reasonably happy, and then we lose the game on two defensive, or certainly one defensive mistake where one ball is kicked down the middle of the pitch, and we have defenders who can't deal with that one ball down the middle, and then we kick off and then we give the ball straight to them again, and yeah, it was a bit of a calamity at the back. And then two defensive moments has cost us, and we never recovered.
Yeah, and without stating the obvious, it seemed like the second goal really took a lot out of the lads. It sort of was a real sort of sucker punch, and it looked like a different sort of game from there. We were almost, not being able to create enough as we had been, as you say, because we looked in control for big periods of that match.
Yeah, that's when I look round and want to see character, because we're in a relegation battle, and you're not always going to get it your way. You're not always going to be in charge of the game. You're playing against a very good side who have very good players and who are trying their hardest to get into the playoffs. That was a hard, tough opposition today. Richie's been there a number of years now and has built that squad, and they're a really good side. And I thought that we come in, at the break, the better side in my opinion. And one thing I said is that we have to focus at the back. Really focus, and we didn't. We switched off for a moment and they scored. Kelman scores because that's what he does, and then we take the kick off and we're so slow in the action and we don't recover well. I've watched it back. I don't think it's a penalty. I think the keeper makes a save and he kind of I wouldn't say dive, but kind of uses his nous quite well to go down, and yeah, the rest is history, and we don't show enough character then after that. I don't know what it was, the second goal, time-wise, but it was certainly not past 60 minutes. So therefore, there's a long way to go. You're not always going to get your own way, and you've got to show character and dig in and go again, because we've got players out on the pitch who are capable of putting the ball in the net. So just go again, and we didn't. Thought that we not crumbled, but we didn't show a real character like I wanted to see today.
Yeah, as you say, we've got the talent out there on the pitch. How do you sort of go about trying to instill a bit more belief back into the side as we approach the Final Four?
Well, listen, we've got some tough games coming up. We've got 4 games left. They've got to play like they played in the first half, and then, kind of take a lot of encouragement from that, because we're playing against a team today who are top draw, and we bossed the game in that first half. We bossed the game in the first half. And had we have kept the door shut at the back for them 2 moments, I believe we'd have gone on and won the game. But one of the biggest things that I said before the game, and certainly at half-time, was one of the last things I said was, you need to stay focused at the back, because we're going so aggressive on the press, and now we're sometimes going to find ourselves man for man on the back line. Need to stay focused. One ball beat us. Listen, we've got to do better in that moment, and then we certainly got to do better after the kick-off. Third goal, is a third goal, kind of not worth talking about, but certainly the first 2 are. But yeah, them 2 goals cost us, and we never recovered.
Yeah, there's obviously, as we've said, 4 games to go. That uphill battle has probably got a little bit steeper after today's result, but I suppose the message to everybody around the club is that we will be, carry on fighting to the bitter end, won't we?
No, 100%. Well, I will, and I'll make sure my players do, because I'm not accepting if they don't. They won't play. And this is a special club in many ways, because we're a small club. We're competing against LEYTON ORIENT, who are a lot bigger than we are, in terms of everything. And I'm really proud of how we played in that first half. But we've got to have enough nous to see it through for 90 minutes. And we can't crumble when we give 1 goal away and then straight after the kick-off give another goal away and completely capitulate. That can't happen. And it's very difficult for me, because I've just come in and trying to make a big difference, which I think I have. And it's been tough on the players, been tough on the fans, been tough on everybody all season because of the season that we've had. But we need to show a character. We need to show a fighting character to the very last minute of every game. And that was a disappointment for me, is that I felt that we didn't have that. We didn't have that character today towards the last probably half an hour of the game. I thought that we resided to the fact that we were getting beat and we were going to get beat, rather than roll our sleeves up and go, no, come on, let's have a right go here. I didn't think that we did enough in that second half.
Yeah, it has been a tough season for the fans. Obviously, there was some visible frustration from a few after the match, but as we've said, we all need to be sort of clubbing together for these final 4 games, because we spoke about achieving the unachievable, and the unachievable is still achievable, and all the time that it is, we need their full support, don't we?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the fans were good today. No problems at all. There's going to be people shouting at the end. I get it. So was I. So was I shouting at the end. But stick with the players. We're going to need you, and we're going to need the players to perform in 4 massive games now. Starting on Friday at Birmingham City away, no better game to go to as a fan. Brilliant stadium. It should be a brilliant atmosphere, and let's go and attack that one next.